I'm an intricate explorer. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm an adventure photographer, and I also live in a Toyota Prius. And today, I got a super fucking epic exploration for you. I'm headed to Mount Rainier National Park, which is just this epic 14er on the Pacific Northwest. And basically my goal is to get a shot of it through Reflection Lake. Whether I do this through sunrise or sunset, I don't know which shot it's gonna be the best, but I'm gonna try both. And I'm really excited for this shoot today because there's been all these crazy storms rolling in through this area because there's been like snow and all this shit. So all these clouds are hitting the mountain like at these weird perfect angles. So I'm really excited to go get this shot. So let's go do it. I just got really fucking lucky because that intro sequence where I drove really long on the way up, I actually just dropped a 7200 millimeter G Master on the ground, concrete, from like 2 or 3 feet. For context, if you don't really know lenses very well, this is a $2,800 lens. That thing still works, but it's got a little bit of a gnarly dent on the side of it. Luckily the glass is fine. There's no cracks in the glass. I've tested the autofocus and tweaking shots with it and it's all good. Whew, thank God. All right, folks, we are starting to enter snow. Check that out. Boom. The snowy mountains are coming. Just made it to Reflection Lake, and the reflection isn't that great. As you can see, it's pretty windy and you just can't even really see Mount Rainier, mainly because it's so like misty / cloudy up there and it's kind of snowing a little bit. Fuck, the bird just almost hit me. So I'm just gonna, I was planning on getting my sunset shot here, but I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna kind of wait and hope the clouds move a little bit at some point, and if not, hope for the best in the morning. But all right, so it's not too bad of a view right here. Got my car parked in this parking spot and boom, that's the mountain right up there. So if the clouds do go, I can get a nice shot. If not, guess I'm just chilling here for a minute. All right, guys, it's clearing up a bit here. I'm trying to find a spot where I can get like a good composition of it. Finally, that little cloud front passed. I'm just looking for a good composition that's original and looks dope. So I'm driving around. So I drove a little bit further down the road here, and there's actually this pretty cool valley. Like, look at this. And it's just overlooking the mountain, and the mountain is right there. It's like covered by clouds again, but I think this is a great spot. So I'm gonna line up some compositions here and hopefully the clouds will just pass for like a second and I can snap a shot. It is a little past sunrise. I missed my alarm because my phone died, so I was freaking out for a second, but it's actually not a big deal. As you can see, the mountain is still kind of whimsically appearing in the distance. So I got about a 1.1 mile hike to the lake, so I'm just gonna bust that out real fast. Hopefully it takes like 15 minutes. It's like 700 feet elevation gain. I think I'm going up to that mountain up there, and I think the lake is behind it. All right, well, there's one of the lakes right there. I believe that one's called Bench Lake. As you can see, the mountain is still not really coming through. So I'm just kind of hoping that by the time I get close, it's gonna start melting away a little bit, at least the clouds from the sunlight. So I wanna take this moment to talk about what kind of outdoor things I'm wearing in order to make this shoot happen. And I think the most important thing is to have, what I wear is a base layer. So I wear like a thermal, then I wear a puffy down jacket, and then I wear an outer shell. And these all work together to really pull it all together. So the bottom two the down and the thermal like keep your warmth, and then the top layer shell keeps you against water and wind. Secondly, gloves are another important part. I like wearing glove liners because they make it so you can pop the glove off and still have a little bit of warmth retained in your fingers. And then I wear a more heavy duty glove. I also have these gloves that have, I made sure to get gloves that have a tip that's very strong, a little bit pointier, so that way when you're working camera gear, you don't have to take off your glove every time to do it, especially when it gets freezing out and you don't want to be moving your fingers and like taking it out every 2 seconds, so you're just losing all that warmth. Then finally, I always bring hand warmers with me. They're amazing. Also the jacket and all these compress. Both of them compress. Both jackets compress to be about this big. So worst case scenario, I could just take them off and stuff them in my camera bag and not have to worry about having to like lug around this giant jacket. All right guys, well I made it to the lake. Not the best view of the mountain that I was hoping for. So I'm trying to like circumnavigate the lake and see if I could find something. Well, that's the best view I'm getting. I don't really see a way to get across over there, but I don't even think that would make too much of a difference. So, I guess that's that. Just listen to the way this ground sounds when you walk across it. It's like a nice crackle. I think that's one of my favorite sounds in the world. So, there is one more lake along this trail that I skipped. It's called Bench Lake. I don't think it's gonna have a view, but that's just why I skipped it in the first place, because it's a bit lower and further out. But, you know, at this point, I might as well just try. So, a new hope has arisen. Well, the mountain's starting to come out a little bit. If you can see that. At least the lower half of it. All right, there we go, Bench Lake. Let's see what you got. Well, that actually looks like a really great lake, but I don't really know how to get around. The trail literally just ends here, and there's not really a great way to get through this, so I might do a little bit of scouting and see what I can find, but I feel like the mountain is like up there and the lake's there, so I feel like you could get a really cool reflection shot if you can end up over there somewhere. Well, I found a wee bit of a shoreline. Mountain is up there. Still a little bit hidden. Gonna keep going a little bit. Well guys, I found a pretty amazing composition right here. Look at this. Got that nice reflection and these cutting both through the sky. I'm actually probably gonna angle that down a little bit so that those each have a little bit of room between the bottom and they're not chopped. Maybe zoom it out a little bit, and then you got this nice line that leads up to the mountain, which I'm basically just waiting for the clouds to move out of the way, and then boom, puff. All right guys, well, it's time for me to call it quits. I've been waiting for like an hour and a half now, and the clouds really haven't moved at all. And in the direction of the wind that's blowing, it doesn't look like there's anything really coming, like any kind of clearing. So the lesson to be learned from this shoot is that sometimes you don't always get the photo that you want to get. And this is something a lot of photographers don't really like to talk about, because they'll put out their favorite work, their portfolio of all these masterpieces, and you think they just show up, boom, get a shot and leave. But this is actually an integral part of the process, is showing up to maybe a spot that you thought was gonna be better than it was, or there's clouds in the sky, or there's ripples in the water that you're gonna have a reflection shot. Just random things like that that come up that make it so you just completely miss out. I think it's an important lesson. You don't always get what you want, but you get what you need. Let's sing it. One good thing is that I do now have a composition lined up, so if you ever happen to be in the area again, you could just literally for sunset or sunrise, wander to the same spot, hopefully get the shot when it's less cloudy. So that is one plus that came from today. Other than that, thanks for watching guys. So hit that sub button, hit that like button, helps me with engagement. Also another announcement, I do have a daily podcast happening now, which is basically like, I'd say the next level of where this is going. I'd say like there's 3 tiers. So there's like Instagram, which is like the photos. Then there's YouTube, where I'm like breaking down the videos and how I'm getting the photos. And then there's a podcast where it's daily. I'm breaking down everything I'm doing in this lifestyle. And you could really see some of the more nitty gritty, raw, unedited stream of consciousness stuff. So check that out. I dropped the link below. And also got prints coming on the way. So keep that in mind, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.